the situation in Florida with Aileen Cannon, and we look at this extraordinary hearing that's been set where she's going to hear even from outside experts to hear whether or not even the appointment of the special counsel falls within the rule of law. And that's what we're very proud of the work we do here is we want the country to follow the rule of law. And Congressman Thomas Massie actually brought this up in that hearing with Merrick Garland earlier this week, which the majority of that hearing was focused on trying to figure out if the DOJ had any connection to Alvin Bragg's office, which I thought was a little bit of a disservice to the hearing because there's so many other issues that needed to be brought up. Yeah. And though Congressman Massie, a polarizing figure in and of himself, but he did bring this up, this specifically the nomination of Jack Smith in the hearing. And I thought that the audience should hear that because there are other people that are concerned about this as well.
Was Jack Smith nominated by President Biden or confirmed by the U.S. Senate?
Look, you're asking me about a case, again, motions filed as you just
This
cited.
is a simple question.
No, I'm not.
Was Jack Smith nominated by President Biden?
No, he was not.
Was he confirmed by the Senate?
No, he was not.
When was the special counsel statute passed?
There is no special counsel statute. There was an independent counsel statute that was expired.
So it expired. So what gives you the authority to appoint a special counsel? You've created an office in the U.S. government that does not exist without authorization from Congress.
And that goes to the heart of what the judge is going to hear. And we don't know how she'll rule.
Rulemaking process.
It did go through the rulemaking process. So there's
federal rulemaking process. The difference is through the rulemaking, it created a new super U.S. attorney. And that's the difference here is that a super U.S. attorney who has like no has basically the authority that the Attorney General wants to give them, which could be, again, there's all these people inside the Department of Justice that have been confirmed that you could give this authority to, and I don't think there'd be a lot of questions about it. But here you have someone who gets outside the system. Now, they say they do this so that that person isn't feeling pressure day to day from the office of the Attorney General or the Deputy Attorney General that oversees the special counsels directly, and they have more independence to operate. They don't feel the political pressures. Okay, but ultimately they don't exist without an Attorney General choosing them. They finish, they submit the reports to the Attorney General who decides what to do with that report. They can be fired by an Attorney General. Their teams have been, we've seen how putting together these teams have been so problematic, choosing some people from different agencies and some people from the private sector. And the question is, when it's been challenged in court before, even very recently, the last few years, the challenges have just not been heard seriously. So it's been challenged by Hunter Biden's attorneys, and it's been challenged by other Republicans' attorneys and conservatives' attorneys. So both individuals, it's ideologically have legally challenged us in court. But what we haven't seen is an entire day, like we have here, that is going to be granted to the opportunity to put these issues forward. And I mean, if Judge Cannon issues a ruling on it, it's likely she won't be the last voice. Especially if she declares that the special counsel himself is invalid under law and the Constitution. And then you'd go to the 11th Circuit, of course, and I think that's where it would depend on. Does it go to the U.S. Supreme Court? Because I think if the issue was you're going to abolish this now, and there's people who are in prison or have served time, and then you outlaw the people who put them there, you have to look at the whole consequences of that for the whole country. And I think that's how you end up at the U.S. Supreme Court. So certainly, again, we believe that the special counsel's office, we've always believed, we've had to fight it, has been overused in the United States. And the question now is it even legal under law?